All right, let's talk about hacking yourself. We are diving deep into the world of self-improvement today. And if you've ever felt completely buried under a mountain of advice, wake up at 5 a.m., meditate for an hour, read a book a day, and you just end up feeling more stuck than when you started, well, this is for you.
Seriously? Does this sound familiar? You get this huge burst of motivation, you start a new habit, maybe it lasts a few days, maybe even a week, and then, boom, life happens. The old patterns just creep right back in, and you're back at square one, feeling that huge, frustrating gap between who you are and who you really want to be. But what if the problem isn't you? What if it's not a lack of willpower or some kind of personal failing? The problem, and here's the good news, it's also the solution, is all about how your brain is wired. Your brain is an efficiency machine. Its number one job is to save energy by making things automatic. Okay, check this out. Imagine your brain is a dense, thick jungle. Every time you try to start a new habit, it's like you're taking a machete and hacking a brand new path through all that undergrowth. It is slow, it is hard, and it takes a ton of energy. Meanwhile, your old habits, those are 6-lane, freshly paved superhighways. So, when your brain has a choice, which route do you think it's going to take? It's going to take the highway every single time. The secret isn't to fight the highway, it's to make building that new path just a little bit easier.
So, where do we even begin? We start with principle number 1. We have to rewire our mindset. Because if you want to change what you do, you first have to change how you think. You have to work with your brain's programming, not constantly fight against it.
Now, this first technique, I know, it's going to sound a little weird. We're always told to think positive, right? But this ancient Stoic practice, premeditatio malorum, or negative visualization, flips that completely on its head. The point isn't to be a downer. It's to mentally rehearse for things going wrong. By imagining the worst-case scenario, you actually strip away its power to surprise and paralyze you.
And this isn't just some ancient philosophy. People use this today. Author Ryan Holiday, for example, does this before big speeches. He'll walk through all the potential tech failures, he'll imagine the toughest questions he could get. That way, if his mic cuts out, he doesn't panic, he's already got a mental plan B ready to go.
This completely reframes the idea of worry. See, worrying itself isn't the enemy. It's how you worry that makes all the difference. Unproductive worry gets you stuck in that endless loop of what-ifs. But productive worry, that's about problem solving. It asks, okay, this could happen. What's my first step? That tiny shift is what takes you from anxiety to action.
And here are a few more really quick hacks. Feeling anxious? Try talking to yourself in the third person, by name. It sounds weird, but research shows it creates psychological distance, so you can look at the situation more objectively. Or, if you're stuck in a negative thought, use the improv trick, yes and. Agree with the thought and follow it to its conclusion, which is usually way less scary than you think. And if you want to feel happier, just start moving your body like a happy person. It's a two-way street. Your body can absolutely lead your mind.
Okay, so our mindset is primed for change. Now it's time for principle 2, building a system. This is how we actually start paving that new path in the jungle. This is how we make the right choice, the easy choice.
Productivity isn't some big mystery. It's just a cycle. But here's the secret most people miss. You don't have to wait around for motivation to show up. You can kickstart the cycle by just doing the work first. When you complete even a tiny little task, your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine. You feel good. And that good feeling, that's the motivation you use to do the next thing. Action creates motivation, not the other way around.
And one of the most powerful ways to get that cycle started is the 2-minute rule. It's so simple. If a task pops in your head and it takes less than 2 minutes to do, just do it right then and there. Don't write it down, don't schedule it, just do it. Rinsing one dish, sending that one email, it builds this incredible momentum, and it starts to change your identity into someone who just gets things done.
The biggest changes always feel totally overwhelming, so the trick is to make the starting point ridiculously, laughably small. The goal is to make it so easy you can't possibly say no. You're not trying to run a marathon tomorrow. You're just putting on your running shoes. That's it. Because once you've started, it is so much easier to keep going. This is how you trick your brain into starting to clear that new jungle path.
And this all points to one of the most important ideas in personal development. Focus on your systems, not just your goals. Look, goals are great for setting a direction, but it's your systems that actually get you there. Get better grades is a goal. Study for 30 minutes every single day at 4 p.m. at my desk. Now that's a system. The system is what builds the new superhighway.
All right, on to our final principle. You've got the mindset, you've built the system, now it's time to design an environment that actually supports all your hard work. This is so important because your surroundings have a massive, and I mean massive, and often invisible influence on what you do every day.
Just think about it. Your environment is filled with these little triggers that send you right back to your old superhighways. That notification dings, and without even thinking, you're checking your phone. The bag of chips is right there on the counter, so you grab a handful. These aren't failures of willpower. They're failures of design. You're basically fighting an uphill battle against your own space.
So let's redesign it. Let's make the good choice the lazy choice. Put a bowl of fruit where the chips used to be. Hide the junk food in the back of a cabinet. Move those distracting apps off your home screen so you actually have to search for them. And try these phone hacks. Turn on grayscale mode to make your screen totally boring. Disable raise to wake so you have to consciously press a button to use it. Every little tweak adds a tiny bit of friction to your bad habits.
Let's just sit with this for a second, because it is that important. Your environment shapes your behavior more than your willpower does. Stop trying to white-knuckle it through your day. A well-designed environment just automates good decisions for you. It saves your precious willpower for the moments that really, truly matter.
So, we've covered mindset, we've covered systems, and we've covered environment. 3 really powerful principles for change. But there is one final element, a kind of secret ingredient that ties this whole thing together and makes it actually work long-term.
And what's so incredible is that the single most powerful hack for transforming your life,
Well, it isn't really a hack at all.
It's consistency. I know, it sounds boring, it's not flashy, but it is the absolute engine of all success. Small, smart choices repeated day in and day out are what compound into these massive, life-altering results. It's about just showing up, especially on the days you really don't feel like it. And if you need any more motivation to just be consistent, look at this. The average person will spend 11.5 years of their life staring at their phone. That's the terrifying power of a small, consistent habit compounding over a lifetime. Now imagine reclaiming just 10% of that time. You could learn an instrument, start a business, become fluent in a language. That's what consistency gives you back.
So here it is. This is the whole formula. You start with a resilient mindset. You build an actionable system made of tiny habits. You design a supportive environment that makes it all easier, and you power the entire thing with relentless consistency. And please, don't forget that last ingredient, self-compassion. You are going to have off days, you're going to mess up. The goal is never perfection, it's just progress. Be kind to yourself.
Look, that gap between who you are today and who you want to be, it isn't closed by one giant leap. It's closed one tiny step, one small swing of the machete at a time. The next 60 seconds are coming no matter what you do. The only question is, what new trail are you going to start?